Okay, we've had the new fuel-injected 110 for a couple of weeks now, and we've been kind of working through it, probably a half tank of gas. I've been varying the throttle, started off kind of light, then we slowly worked our way up to doing some full acceleration runs, some higher RPM for top speed. And at this point now I'm comfortable that the motor's been given a chance to break in. I bought a magnetic drain plug for it as well, and that's what I want to do today is get that installed. I'm going to clip this up to the existing drain plug and see how many metal shavings we can find in the existing oil, similar to a video I did on the 50 we bought not too long ago. I'll put a link for that above on one of the cards, so go ahead and click subscribe to the channel. Thanks for checking this one out, and let's see what we find inside this one. Okay, so the drain plug I'm going to put on is this Outlaw Racing Products magnetic drain plug, so that's what's going to go on the bike. I did this on the 50 the first time I changed oil, and it was kind of successful. By sticking this on the stock drain plug, it kind of magnetized this enough to get some shavings on it. Okay, so the manual says to start the bike and run it for 3 to 5 minutes, so Liam, go ahead and fire it up and let's get the oil circulating. Oh, fail. Total fail on your part. There we go. You like to get warm with it. Let's get everything circulated. Hear a little bit of a click inside there when it's cold. Some type of a cold warm-up feature. Okay, the engine's warmed up, and this is a 17 millimeter. Try to get that on there and keep my little experiment going. It's a really fat wrench. Okay, let's see what we got. I believe these hold just a little over a quart. Got a little bit of color to it. Glad I changed it. Now, one of the big reasons to kind of keep up on these bikes, there's no oil filter in here. Both the 110, the 50, I'm not sure on the 125, but this oil just free floats pretty much like a lawnmower. So if we look at the drain plug, I can see a chunk right there. That's a price. I see two chunks. That black one right there, that's pretty big. And I can see a fine sliver behind it right there too. These are sticking just because we've got a little bit of magnetization going, let alone how well they would have stuck to the actual tip. I don't know how much I'd rank that compared to the 50, but I think that chunk right there is bigger. This is why we're changing the oil, so those chunks aren't floating through here anymore, because all motors are going to have shavings when they break in. That's just how it is. All the parts are rubbing together. They're basically acting like sandpaper against each other. That's why any vehicle, as it breaks in, you get better fuel economy, more horsepower, because you know, as metal parts touch each other and rub, they're just fine grade sanding themselves until they're smooth. Okay, awesome. That was totally worth the time. So another trick I like to do too is just pump the motor a little bit. Let's see if I can do this one-handed. Oh, that's the compression stroke. Let's see. There we go. Check out that burst of oil. Let's do that again. It's pretty hard to do it. There it goes. Whoa. What do you think? Is that pretty good? Yeah. You think you could move it with your hand? I know. Okay, let me try one more. Wow, that's getting a lot of oil out. There we go. But by doing that a couple times, I'm getting a bunch of oil out that otherwise wouldn't have been coming out if I hadn't done that. Now I kind of wish I would have done it on the 50. So, but at the very least, even if there's oil left behind, maybe there's some shavings left behind, when I put the new drain plug back on, we're gonna catch all those with the filter. All right, this is the old plug. You saw the shavings were on it. It was a 17. The magnetic one's in, it's a 14. And then the oil of choice today is the Yamaha Motorcycle 10W40. I got a half one somewhere. That'll be enough to fill this up. I'm gonna let this little guy learn how we fill it up, warm it up, check the dipstick. I won't keep the video going for that. This was really just kind of a quick one, again, to see what we found on this stock one. Definitely glad we got the oil out. So thanks for joining us today. Subscribe to the channel. Thanks for checking this out with us.